today's episode, we have our first guest, and then we talk about some quick topics that you guys threw in on Instagram, and then we move into the main show where we talk about the new PGA Tour schedule coming back in June, and then we go into talk about the two big matches happening in May, on May 17th and May 24th. May 17th being DJ Ricky, Roy, and Matt Wolf, and then on the 24th, Tiger, Phil, Peyton, and Tom Brady. It's going to be a great show. Stick around. Thanks for listening.
This is the Langston Golf Podcast. Grow the game and always bring your sticks.
All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Langston Golf Podcast. I'm your host, as always, and today we have a guest, as you can see.
What's going on?
This is Brandon Foriest. As you can see on the screen, probably. We don't know. First time doing a Zoom call podcast. This first guest on the podcast, too. Hopefully recurring guest, because I feel like podcasting is way better with people. Way better.
For sure.
So just before we're about to start recording, Brandon asked what beer we brought to the table. So if you'd like to show your beer first.
Yeah. So I have Grain Belt Blueberry Lager.
Oh, not a sponsored stream, by the way.
No, not sponsored. If you can see, it's made in Minnesota. It's actually a delicacy there. It's a seasonal beer that's only available once blueberries are ripe, and it's brewed right there in the Twin Cities. And it's pretty good. If you hadn't had it, you should definitely try and get your hands on it.
You came to the table. You came guns blazing. I came in with the Tulane, Luke Bryan's new clean and crisp beer. First time having it this past weekend on the lake, and it was delicious. Try not to spill it.
Yeah, I've heard good reviews. I have searched like 6 different stores for it, and
Really?
I'm 0 for 6. So
I got mine at Ingles the other day.
Okay.
It was good. It's like kind of like Blue Moony with like, cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
It's like Blue Moonish with like, I don't know, like a Miller Lite mixture. It's good.
Okay.
All right, but yeah. So Brandon, if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself first, then we can get into kind of the topics and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'm just a friend of the Langston brothers. Met John first, and then actually played golf, and
randomly too. We played golf. How we met?
Yeah, I got to.
Did we ride in the same cart that day?
We did.
Okay, yeah, because we were watching golf on your phone.
Yeah.
So what time? I don't know.
And so, anyways, got playing golf and just kind of hit it off, and been buds since.
You know what brought us together, though?
What's that? Yes.
Mr. EAL. If anybody doesn't know who that is, you should.
Yeah, for sure.
Great golf content from that man.
No doubt.
But yeah, I think I had the pop socket where my phone is.
Yes, you did. And then you were telling me about the bag that you got too.
I did. I still haven't done a review on it. I have a bunch of footage for that. I haven't edited it. I still need to sit down. We're going back to our house in the next few days, so I'm going to be able to sit down with it. I've shot a bunch of stuff on the course with it and stuff, so
yeah,
halfway done, but not done. I'm procrastinating. But yeah.
Hey, there's nothing but time during quarantine.
Honestly, I have no excuses. I mean, I do a little bit, but I really don't. I've dropped the ball, but that's why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah, no doubt.
Getting shit done. But yeah, that's kind of like how we met. Tell us a little about how you got started in golf, maybe.
Yeah. So when I was little,
I don't even know this.
Yeah, for sure. When I was little, probably like most people, it was like prime time Tiger Woods. I loved watching sports. And golf was one of those that I enjoyed to watch too. And he was one of the big reasons for it. I mean, that, in my opinion, the early 2000s golf era until recently was probably the strongest golf era that we've had.
Mm.
So anyways, got started with that, and then literally dug a hole in my backyard, took our little push mower and mowed a little green, and then just started swinging clubs in the backyard. Tried out for the middle school golf team, ended up making it. I actually ended up playing into high school, was a scratch golfer early high school, decided I was just going to focus on baseball, and then went to college to play baseball. And so now I'm like probably last time I kept count, I got my handicap down to a 4, but I'd say now I'm probably about an 8 handicap.
Nice. I didn't know that.
So,
and how old are you now?
26.
26. Me too.
26.
But yeah, dude, that's funny that you say that about the digging the hole part, because my dad got us. He got me because John and Steven didn't really care that much until I was playing it, but he got me a golf kit with an actual cup, and so we made a part. He brought, my dad's in the rental business, and so he brought home this, like, I think it was a different type of a mower to make the grass lower than his usual John Deere one. So it was not puddle. It's not a green. It was bad. It was, your ball would still bump and everything like that, but it made it actually look like a little circle golf green. And then we cut the hole. So it's funny that you dug the hole, because we did that too.
By like the second week, or probably the second month of the grass growing into the hole and me having to trim it, the hole ended up being probably the size of my face.
That's how
so
happens.
It's way too big.
And ours even had like the plastic thing, so it would, and it just
nice.
It keep caving in, and like the plastic like cracked one time when like one of us stepped on it, because we were probably doing something else in the yard. But yeah, and then so y'all had a middle school golf team. I don't think
we did.
I don't think we had that. I only played high school golf, and I wasn't even good in high school. Yeah, I'm still not good now. Probably I'm okay, but not good. But I love it.
In my opinion, I think if you shoot below, I'd say if you can shoot in the 80s, you're considered a good golfer.
Yeah.
I don't remember the stat, but I remember reading it at one time, and it was something outrageous of the percentage of golfers that never shoot below 100. And so close to, in the 80s, I'd say good golfer for sure.
I'm still trying to, let's see, my lowest score I haven't played as much as I should have since the weather started to warm up. I think my best score was actually the other day, and I think it was 81. Yeah.
There you go.
But it was pretty easy course. But the greens were terrible. Like, I left birdies on the table. Like, it was bad. Like, I would putt it. It's a video that's going to come out later, hopefully, like in a few days, or like, basically a few days. But
shout out Langston Golf YouTube channel.
If you
haven't seen it, check it out.
Of course. We got to get you on there soon. But yeah, but that's probably the best I've shot in, I don't know. I haven't shot in the 70s since I don't know how long. Like, legitimately, no mulligans, nothing. I couldn't tell you how long.
I've been really bad on my actually getting to play recently. I've played once since February, and that was this past week. But a lot of that was the courses being closed down for the last couple of months. But prior to that, last summer, I got to where I was playing 2 or 3 days a week, got my score back into the 70s. I actually went out with my buddy and played a course in Columbia, Tennessee. And it, like you said, it was a pretty easy course.
What course do you play down there?
And, I can't remember the name of it.
I don't think I've played in Columbia.
It's in the back of a neighborhood. I'll text my buddy and ask the name, but it was a really easy course, and we were playing it because it was rumored that it was going to get bought out by a developer and a neighborhood built there. So that's fallen through. But anyways, I shot 71 out there and was like pumped. That was the first adult under par score through 18 that I'd had. Last time I shot under par was middle school, back when we played on the the front tees.
Yeah.
So that was exciting.
Awesome. Cool, man. But yeah, so that's a little bit about brand and stuff like that. I kind of wanted to start out the podcast too with I put out a post on my Langston Golf Instagram. So kind of wanted, because I have ideas for the podcast, but I just thought of quarantine ideas. So we'll just do kind of like a quick run through of those. So one of those that I got in was different ways to play golf in quarantine. So
Yeah.
practicing whatever you got to do, simulators. That's what I wish I could do. So have you done any practice? You haven't played that much, but or do you
Yeah.
have any ideas for the listener? I mean,
Yeah.
being an avid golfer early in life and practicing outside and stuff.
Yeah. So I, again, sort of what I did as a little kid is what I did again now. Went out and just dug a little hole, made a small green in the yard, and would just chip from different areas. I mean, it wasn't 50 yards long at the longest spot, but just being able to chip and get that feel back in your hands, I think is a big thing. And then I would set up a couple of putting drills on the inside. We've got a couple of those rug carpets that roll slower than a green, but closer than, say, shag carpet.
Yeah.
And would just set up some putting drills that I do as like my warm up before a round, and would do that. And then just some hand-eye coordination drills, like just more for fun than anything. Just taking the club and bouncing the ball up and down on the face and seeing how many times you can do it.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good hand-eye coordination drill. But as far as like dream quarantine builds, it would be awesome if I had one of those GC quads or a TrackMan, but I don't have 20 grand to go drop on a simulator. I know Garmin makes, I believe it's called the Approach G80.
I looked it up.
And
I think it is called that.
And it's a simulator, but it does like swing speed, distance, and ball speed, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can play virtual rounds on virtual courses. So
hook it up to TV, I think.
Or you can, or you can just set it on the ground and it will measure your shot. You could say, I want to play Pinehurst, or I think there's like 11,000 courses on it. You can pick whichever course you want, and then you hit into your little net that you've got set up in the backyard, and you'll say, 300-yard drive down the fairway. Your next shot would be 147 to the back pin, Yeah. So that would be awesome. And I thought about buying that, just never pulled the trigger on it.
How much is that one? Do you know?
I believe it runs right under $500. I believe it's like $450 or so.
Yeah, because there's cheaper options to build a simulator. Like the OptiShot 2 is like $400 or $500, and then that's just with the pad, and you can hit.
Yeah,
that would be like the same price as that, with all that, but you have to have the computer for that one. But then if you throw it on a projector, then that's when you can get.
Yeah,
that's when you can get up there, but also still do it on a budget, I think. Because I looked it up like in the past weeks, wanting to build one.
Yeah, I think it's every golfer's quarantine dream to have one.
Yeah,
but
I guess that's a cop-out answer, because that would be my answer 100%. But I ordered, because we've been here at the lake the whole time, so I've only had like my clubs and real golf balls. That's all I've had. So I actually bought a chipping net to chip into, and I thought about doing a YouTube video where I put the net on something that floats and I have to hit balls into the water.
Ooh.
But I don't know.
That
hasn't come to fruition yet, because I don't think we have the materials needed. But that's what I've been doing personally. Obviously, the simulator's the way to go if you're
yeah.
But yeah,
that would be nice.
Yeah. And then I also go ahead.
I was going to say, in the Nashville area recently, they opened the courses up to where you could walk them for free. So the course was still closed.
My buddy Rob was telling me about that.
Which was actually kind of cool. So I did that for the first time last week, and it had some EAL vibes in there. You pull up to the course, and
it's a random golf club vibe.
Yeah. The first group that I saw was 12 people. And so I was meeting 3 buddies down there, just a normal foursome. and we hit off of the first tee, got done with the first hole, got onto the second tee, and the guys in front of us were like, yo, y'all just want to join up and play with us? It'll speed up everybody's
Dude,
day.
that's awesome.
Yeah, by the end of the day, we had 9 people playing with us. So,
dude, Random Golf Club would be proud. You should have posted it or something like that.
It was pretty cool.
It.
I thought about it, but I didn't know even that the course was open, because we Googled it and it said that the course was back open. And so I was expecting us to get down there and then like want a tee time and all that, but it was still closed when we got down there. That big windstorm that came through and hit that course. And there was probably 15, 60-foot tall trees down on the course. And so it was kind of like mini golf, but on full courses, because you'd have to hit over trees and that are laying across the fairway. It was kind of cool.
That's crazy. I wish I could have filmed that, because that's kind of like a Random Golf Club vibe, but also with that windstorm. So it like kind of makes a whole new layout to a hole, or what you got to do, or where you could land it.
It was crazy. The first hole, it was Percy Warner, which is just a metropolitan course here in Nashville. The first hole is I believe it was about 135 yards. It's a little par 3. And it had a big old tree laying down, and it fell probably 20 yards in front of the green. And so you almost had to fly the green or you were stuck in that tree. So it did add an extra element than what's normally there.
Man. Oh, I wish I could film that, because my buddy Rob was telling me about it being free, and I think it ended. It's ending soon, or it did end, or something like that. But they probably opened back up, and yeah. Oh well, but yeah. And then another subject that came up on the story was putter grips. Oh, this is from my buddy Corey. Okay, so he says putter grips, personal preference of putter grips. The reason he put putter grips. Okay, so he bought a putter grip for no. He had just bought a putter grip for his like really shit putter. Like, but he like putted well with it. Super old, but he putts well with it. And my thing about putters is you don't need the newest, nicest putter all the time. Yeah. You just need a putter that you have confidence in. So he liked that putter, but then he loved the grip on it because he had just got one of those thicker. I don't know which one he had, but
the Super Stroke,
something like that probably. And then I don't know. Oh, he bought a new putter off like Facebook Marketplace or something, and wanted the putter grip on it. And apparently he tried to melt it off or something like that. Or he tried to do something crazy. So that's why he put that in there.
Oh, man.
But I just did that in there.
Let's start with you. Which one do you use?
All right. So I've used a Scotty Cameron for a year now. A year and a half, basically. And I came from a Ping Answer, the Newport 2.
Okay.
So I'm classic. I like
Tiger Woods special right there.
Yeah, I just like classic. I like just simplicity, looking down at the line. I don't need no big mallet personally. Now in high school, I had this huge. I still have it at my parents' house. I should get it and make a YouTube video with it. It is the craziest, most ridiculous Nike golf putter I've ever seen in my life. It's green and white.
Okay.
And it is the biggest mallet with like the weights on the back that you could see. It's like a U-shaped. I have to get. We'll make a video.
I actually think I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember. I think it's like the IC something or.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But I usually have, before the Scotty, I putted with the Ping Answer.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I always put it with. It started getting rusty. I was at Play Day in Sports. There was a Scotty there. It was a good price. It was left-handed. I'm a lefty, so when you find clubs that are lefty for a good price, you just can't pass it up. I traded in some stuff at Play Day in Sports, and I said, "Sign me up." And it's
sure.
It's basically new, and it's a shorter putter than I'm used to, which I didn't know I would like better. Yeah, because I like standing over it more now.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And what grip do you have on it?
It's the Scotty grip. It's just I don't know
what came on it?
Yeah, what came on it, and I like it. I've used the thicker Super Stroker, or whatever it is. I think like the triangle one, and I like it
Okay.
a lot. I used it on the Ping answer before, and it did give me control. And I felt a difference for maybe a month, and then it's almost like the effect. What's the effect called where you think
Placebo?
something's placebo effect? Yeah, it's like you think something's working, and I think that was me. I think it's a mental thing. I think putting and golf in general is mental, but
Oh, for sure.
putting for sure. Putting is like confidence and just tempo. So,
And what actual grip do you use? Are you a
okay.
traditional or?
So I'm traditional, and I like to put since I put my left hand at the bottom, I like to put my pointer finger down. But I'm pretty traditional putting, and I just like to put my pointer finger down. And I like the old Phil Mickelson. I don't know what he calls it. I just watched a video the other day. What he calls it?
His claw.
No, where he
like holds it?
leans. No, not even the grip. It's where
Okay.
It's like if you're looking at the ball like this, and then he does that kind of thing, and then puts it. It
Yeah.
gives it that forward momentum and spin, and
takes the loft out of the face.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do that right before I putt now, and I've done that for a while, and I don't know. I like it. I change up my putter kind of stroke or what I'm doing a lot if it's not working, and then it starts to work.
It's one of the things that I've probably kept the most consistent in my swing.
Really?
So first putter that I actually bought and used for years was the Odyssey Rosie, which is very similar to what Phil uses. And I started out with just the original traditional style grip, but quickly changed to, it's kind of like a combination. Some people call it the palm to palm. Some people call it the prayer grip. But basically you're lining your hands up closer instead of being offset like you would a normal club. Your palms are next to each other, and I grip the hand, and I have my index finger of each hand down the shaft of the putter. And so it just kind of gives me a little bit more control with my swing.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't overpower it, and doing it like that, at least for me, tends to keep me from rotating the face one way or the other. It keeps both hands kind of in sync instead of letting my dominant hand kind of overshadow my non-dominant hand. So I've kind of always been on that. I grew up using the mallet. So I still use one. I actually bought a brand new Scotty number 2 Newport 2.
Nice. I didn't know this.
2 years ago or so.
Oh, okay. You still have it or no?
Used it. I sold it. So I used it for a couple rounds. Used it for literally like 5 rounds. First round I had it, putted lights out. I was like, dude, I needed to be using a blade my entire life. And then the next round I was missing 3 footers, and I was like, what in the world is going on? So I went back and to a mallet. I bought the tank, the Odyssey tank, and it has I forget what grip it's actually called, but it's one of those super strokes, but it has the weight in it, so it offsets.
Okay,
it kind of makes it a pendulum.
I haven't used it though.
Dude, smoothest stroke. It's so easy to control your stroke with that.
Really?
So I've been using that for probably the past 2 years. Just bought a custom spider that I had done in UT colors. Go Vols.
You had to get it in there.
So it made its first appearance in an actual round last week, and nice. I putted really well with it. So we'll see if it stays in the bag.
Nice. Yeah. I've thought about kind of seeing how putters go and stuff like that, and like trying new ones, but I've been happy with the Newport, so I haven't even thought about it yet. Yeah. And
have you ever switched up your
I have just to mess around for like a day on the putting green when I was just practicing one day. I can start to get the hang of something, but at some point it's just like go with what you know. If it's not terrible, because it's not broke, don't fix it. You know.
I hear
But
you.
but yeah. So this one was actually from you, is the
Yeah.
Patrick Reed villain. Okay, so I really like this topic. So is Patrick Reed, okay, first of all, personally, yes, he is a villain in the sport of golf. So Patrick Reed, his villain persona in golf, is it good for the sport? But since we've talked about the other stuff, I want to save this and we're going to talk about it on another podcast, I think.
Okay.
Because I think we could go into this more with some other topics and stuff like that. So
For sure.
let's table that one. But if anybody listening, it'll come out whenever we do this soon. Hopefully.
Yeah, and we want to hear what you think too.
Yeah, and I want to start to hear what people think. And Patrick Reed is his villain persona good for the game of golf?
Yeah,
and you can see what we say.
And we'll just leave it there then.
We'll leave it there. I almost said what I was going to think anyways. So, which other? I think I had one more of those. Yeah. So this is just Michael Jordan Last Dance came out, is coming out every Sunday now. And it came out that he plays 36 holes a day. And
good for him.
I respect it. And that's all I really have to say about it. I just wanted to bring it up because, number one, it's Michael Jordan. You respect the man. He's the GOAT. And plays 36 holes a day, and I'm jealous, if anything.
Yeah. I'm actually – I guess I'm 2 episodes behind.
I am too.
On it.
I haven't watched the other – 2 nights ago.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah.
But I know before it came out, he was talking about how he thought people were going to hate him more after seeing this. And quite frankly, through the first couple episodes, I think it's the opposite.
Done the opposite.
You
100%.
see, he's just a freaking killer on the court, man. He did what he wanted to do, and nobody could stop him. It's pretty impressive.
A lot of people did have that persona of him, that he's like this clean, he's a winner, he's the GOAT. You look up to Michael Jordan. But he is it's funny to see him saying the F word on the court. I mean, you're a kid, you don't see that. Like, you don't think about that and stuff like that. It's kind of like how Tiger went through all his shit. Like, same kind of thing. I mean, his was like Tiger had a downfall basically. Yeah. Michael never really had that, but it's that same kind of thing. Because we're the same age, so we both grew up watching Tiger in the perfect time to be like, wow, we're young enough to know what's going on and to idolize this dude that is killing it. And so it's cool to see people humanized like that, though. I hope I think Hulu, or I saw a commercial for it, had something about Tiger.
Yes, it's
I always see commercials with it when me and my fiance watch something, and it's on golf. It's on golfdigest.com or something like that, or it's on some website.
I forgot what it's called.
We'll figure it out.
But I've seen the first episode, and it's actually really good.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah, just a couple of things on Michael. It was really cool to see that, as a kid, you're just like, oh, this dude's just naturally this good, which he was, but he also worked harder than anybody in the league. So he worked so hard that he knew every night that when he stepped on the floor, he was going to be the best person on the floor. And he also carried that confidence with him through it, which I think a lot of people could learn from. I thought it's been really, really cool so far.
Yeah, me too. Well, cool. All right, so now let's get to kind of the main show part, is what we'll call it. So the big schedule change, everything's starting back here in June. I have a list of a few tournaments that are really, I think, are key tournaments is what I call them. Yeah. And really mean something. So it's starting back in June. No spectators, as I know of now. I don't know if that's changed. I don't think it will change.
I don't think
I even heard the rumor of the no caddy thing, but then I saw the other day that the PGA Tour was going to fly everybody on a PGA Tour, own jet plane or whatever it is, everybody all at once, to keep it kind of in the bubble with this virus stuff, which I think is smart. But
absolutely.
I think I saw that on, I think it was an Instagram post or a tweet or something. But I don't know if that's confirmed or true. But yeah, so kind of starting with the most notable date for tournaments is August with the PGA Championship. And then another one in August, Tour Championship. And then it kind of goes into September with the U.S. Open and the Ryder Cup. And then I put the Zozo Championship on there because Tiger won last year. And then November, obviously. And I didn't even realize it's like, I obviously I knew the Masters is postponed till November, but it's like you get to end the year, like the last huge tournament. I don't think there's no other tournaments past the Masters that are wow.
Well, if you actually look on their website, it's kind of weird. It's the Ryder Cup, the Zozo, and the U.S. Open are all technically on the 2020-2021 schedule. So they're technically next year's golf schedule. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays in to cut points and stuff like that.
That's a good point.
Because I was looking it up when you sent me the topics, and I was like, whoa, wait a second. That's like the Tour Championship still ends the 2020 season.
Right.
And so then the Safeway Open is actually what starts the 2021 season. And so the U.S. Open is the second tournament of that year, and then the Ryder Cup is the week after that. So weird. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. First off,
I don't think they really have said anything about the points part, because I've tried looking it up a good bit and info on it. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, first off, I'll say I'm just excited that golf is back.
Right.
Sports in general, but it's logistically, I think it's going to be different for a lot of different reasons. One, the whole points thing, but two, like the Ryder Cup and the U.S. Open are a week apart. So older players, especially that have to, put out more time between tournaments to get their body back into shape. Yeah. Are they going to gear up for the U.S. Open? Or are they going to gear up for the Ryder Cup? Or or the Tour Championship that's 2 weeks before the U.S. Open? Like what's their goal here?
And it'll be interesting to see who really shines in all of this, because I think it'll kind of show, because I think it could show that a lot of the younger guys are, when you put golf this bunched up, right, in these big tournaments that they're going to be at, when they usually have time to take off tournaments like these smaller ones that they just don't need to play in, like the majors and whatever it is. You could see older guys that are just like, I still got it, like I'm still here, and I'm still walking these however many these every weekend or whatever.
I think you're going to see the young guys start to shine by the end of it.
I could see it too. But yeah. Which one are you most excited for, kind of out of all those I mentioned?
Which tournament?
Yeah, besides the Masters. That's a cop-out answer.
Yeah, I mean,
it's Augusta.
Every year the Masters. Yeah. It's going to be crazy in November. But honestly, I kind of feel like the Tour Championship every year is just really awesome.
Yeah. I'm more excited for the US. I love the US Open.
Yeah.
Because it's usually on Father's Day. And so I don't know why, I just have good memories of watching it at the house, at my parents' house. So personally, US Open, but
it's at Winged Foot this year too, right?
That'll be sick awesome. Logo, by the way. They have a great logo.
Yeah. That one will be cool. I just like the kind of playoff format. It kind of breaks it down, and so I'm a big Tour Championship guy. Nice. Maybe I just like Atlanta or Georgia golf.
That too. There you
Atlanta,
go. My buddies went to it last year.
The one thing that state has, right?
Yeah. Hey, whoa. 2 shots in one podcast. Come on, Brandon. Oh man. But yeah, that's kind of about it about the tournaments.
Which one? You said the U.S. Open.
U.S. Open. All right, but
let's do non-major.
I don't have the list in front of me to like the full list.
Okay.
I'm kind of interested to see what's the next. Isn't the next one in Texas, like the first tournament or something like
The
that?
first tournament
Do you
back.
have the list in front of you? I can look it up real
Yeah, let me
quick.
pull it up.
Look it
The
up.
first one is in San Francisco. Or nope, hold on. The first one is yes, it's in Fort Worth, Texas. The Charles Schwab Challenge.
Yeah.
It's at Colonial.
Okay. I'm kind of interested to see the next few, like the first few tournaments, to see who number one who plays and who wants to get back out there. Hopefully some big names. I don't know if anybody's announced that they're like for sure are gonna play in them, because I want to see those first few tournaments to see who kind of who's been hitting on that simulator the whole time.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
So you've got the Charles Schwab, and then
what's the next one?
The next one is the RBC Heritage in Hilton Head. So that's right down the road from where you're at now.
Yeah, that's where, and because that is usually right after the U.S. or the that's usually right after the U.S. Open.
The Masters. It was
or the
originally
Masters, sorry, yeah.
Originally April 16th through the 19th. I've got my cheat sheet in front of me that it says where it was.
That's usually after the Masters, because I was thinking that we were in Hilton Head a few months back planning wedding stuff, so it made me think of it, because I almost play, because they play at this course there is beautiful. It's like this I think half of it's beachfront,
be awesome.
with like a lighthouse. It's sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so I think I don't have a specific one that's not a major. That would be my top one. But I think those first few tournaments, I think it's just because I'm excited for golf to be back and everything to be back, to be honest. But
I'm with you. No, I was going to say the first one back as well. It's just going to be one to see if fans are there. And if they're not, which I don't think they're going to be.
Right. I think they would have announced it, or we would know that pretty clearly by now.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But I'm just excited for golf to be back.
Yep. And then speaking of the Masters in November, kind of going into our last few topics here. So the Masters weekend falls on exactly the UGA game in Athens. Not that far from Augusta. Yep. So if you are one of the lucky people that is going to the UGA game and then going to the Masters, at least Sunday, or maybe imagine you're at the Masters
Thursday,
Friday, and then you're on the game, and then you're back down. Imagine how your liver would feel. I mean, dude, that would be a dream.
Absolutely. What do you think about that football game first?
Well, all right. So I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm going to be straight up honest. I think we're going to be just fine. Last year was not good for you guys. For some reason, when I've started following Brandon Foriest on Twitter, I see a lot more Tennessee stuff on my timeline on Twitter. It's because Twitter does that stupid thing where you see people that have liked stuff. And I'm telling you, every day I at least see one thing that says, we got somebody. And I don't like it, personally. But, it comes with the territory of college football. So
probably the best 2 weeks of recruiting in Tennessee.
Apparently,
history.
Because I know about it, and I'm not even plugged into the UT.
Well, first off, Georgia's official football account threw shade the second day that we got a 5-star recruit to commit. They posted the video of them beating us last year. And
got to keep you in check.
Then the next day, Florida's official football account also tweeted at Tennessee. And then Alabama's subtweeted us. And then 3 days ago.
Not even mentioned.
And then 3 days ago, Florida's official account posted 16 tweets in a row about Tennessee football. And we were just like,
I don't talk about Florida football.
we can agree that
we can
hate
agree that we hate
Yes.
Florida,
Yes.
the Florida Gators. That's the one thing. That and golf.
I will say we did go into Georgia and pick up the number one recruit in the state of Georgia, the 5-star defensive end. So
what's his name?
I would have to look it up. We had so many commit in the last 2 weeks.
Either way, I'm feeling just fine.
You know, if history plays any part, then y'all will probably be just fine. But we have gotten better for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be as – I think we actually have a football coach. I think Pruitt is much better than Butch Jones ever dreamed about.
Shade Butch.
And so I think we're in a better direction anyways than what we were. So we'll see if Cade Mays can come over and lead our offensive line, make it worthwhile.
Nice. All right, getting off of the University of Tennessee.
Hey, I asked for the Georgia opinion first.
That's true. You gave me the chance. What about the course conditions in Augusta, you think, November?
So I looked it up, and the average temperature in Augusta, Georgia in November is a high of 67 and a low of 41. When you compare that to April's average high is 77 degrees with an average low of 55. So roughly 10 degrees each way.
See, I thought
cooler.
For some reason I thought it'd be a little more in April, but
so it's going to be colder. I feel like the air is a little bit thicker in the fall, and maybe that's just me. But I feel like springtime air, I don't know if it's because we're finally getting sunshine again, but I feel like it's a little bit thinner. Mm-hmm. And so distances that you normally play at Augusta are going to be different by a couple yards. And Augusta is one of those courses that if you miss your spot by even 2 yards, that's the difference in a birdie and a bogey.
Yep.
So I think a lot of it's going to be who can adjust their distances well enough to still be on target with all of their shots.
Yeah, I agree. The air thing makes a lot of sense. I don't know why it makes sense, but it sounds like it makes sense. Like I understand what you're saying.
I don't know if there's science there, but just a feeling.
Yeah, we're not scientists here. But yeah. Course conditions, and I mean, they're keeping that course in pristine condition every single day of their lives. So, but it's still gotta take I just would love to know the effect on even the greens, maybe, but they might keep them in such perfect condition that it's almost no difference. But I feel like there will be. For some reason, I don't know why I think the greens will be slower in the fall. Maybe it's just because I've never played that nice of a golf course. But
I don't know. I think it's going to be super interesting because I don't even, I'm not turf management at all. So I don't know what that grass looks like in the fall compared to the spring.
Right. I think it'll be more interesting to see with all this stuff happen, the actual players who show up then, or who's hot then, or who's, who's doing it at that time. Because end of the year, it's a completely different time frame that you would be doing something. Like golf is such a mental game, in my opinion, that you can, I don't know, it's like a guy that you haven't heard of or that you wouldn't think would win might just be playing better golf in November, or mentally he can just play better and swing just better. Well,
absolutely. It's when you get to that level, the difference between the best player and the worst player is so small each week that literally anybody can win. And everybody, I know especially like the big names, but I'm pretty sure probably every tour player gears their schedule every year for Augusta being the first thing that they want to be ready for.
Yep.
Well, now it's essentially
the last thing you should be ready for.
Year. So you have to be ready for everything else, and then it's
Mhm.
just kind of like, I hope I'm still playing good at the time.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be really, really different this
It'll
year.
be interesting to see if players not disregard the other tournaments, but almost like
Put them on the back burner.
put them on the back burner,
Yeah.
coast, and work on their game dependent
Mhm.
upon playing Augusta at the end of the year. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Like, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I would love to get a handful of golfers' opinions, like literally,
Yeah.
take them off course, ask them about this, because I don't think we've really had opinions about that from the actual golfers.
Yeah.
But
I
at the
think
same time, I don't know if they would reveal that they're gonna coast by on these other tournaments. But I would love to be a fly on the wall knowing that.
Oh, for sure. I think it's going to go back to kind of what we said earlier, in that you're going to start to see those younger bodied players be able to endure that much golf better than the older bodies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see like a Matthew Wolff or a Victor Hovland or the Colin Mokanat, however you say his last name. If you don't see one of them just coming in and winning it.
Yeah. I'm a big Victor Hovland fan.
They love that kid's swing.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I just love the swing.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a crazy weekend. Any more thoughts about Augusta?
You know, I think the other thing to look at is with the average low being 41 degrees,
Mm-hmm.
those morning tee times are going to be cold.
Oh, that's a good point. It's gonna be,
and then it's and then it's going to heat up to 67 in the afternoon. I mean, that's very pleasant golf weather.
Yeah,
but 41 is not. So I think those morning tee times might be the tougher tee times of the day, even though the course is
especially that
the most pure
first
at that
2
early.
days, maybe the tournament. Yeah, that's a good point too.
So
it'll be interesting.
I think it's going to completely change the tournament, quite frankly.
I think it will too. I will be very surprised if it doesn't completely change the tournament. I won't be surprised if a huge name wins the tournament.
Not at all.
But if the leaderboard, I'm saying, let's say top 10 is vastly different than maybe what golf's like that though. It is vastly different. But
Charlie Hoffman's going to lead the tournament at the end of one of the days, and then he'll end up being top 25.
Yeah, probably. There's some variables that are constants like that. Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait for Augusta. And then let's see.
Who's your early winner?
Early winner.
You had to pick. Tiger Woods defends. End of the season.
Imagine Tiger wins again, though. That'd be crazy.
Oh, dude, the world would erupt.
I don't know why I haven't thought of this before. Early winner. I'm not going to say Tiger, even though that'd be sick. I think.
I would say that I don't know. I feel like you would pick like a sneaky veteran, like a Sergio.
I thought about Sergio, but at the same time, he kind of pisses me off sometimes. So I don't. I didn't want to pick him.
Same facet as P. Reed, but we'll get to that.
Dude, that's funny that you thought I was going to say that, and I was like, I almost thought about it, but I think I'm going to call Molinari.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be my pick. Sneaky pick.
Oh, solid pick. Redemption,
yeah. Who doesn't love a good redemption story?
I don't know. I think one of the young guns.
I almost said a young guy, but
I'm going to say I think old Matt Wolff.
Yeah,
I think he comes in and takes it. He's been playing good golf, and I don't know. I just feel like that especially with keeping up with Tiger and Phil the last couple of years since they've Phil especially has completely retrained and is now, in better shape than he's been in a while, and they're competing again. keeping up with how they've trained, I just don't think that much golf that close together is going to pay off well for the older body. So I don't, like you said, I would love Tiger to win, but I don't see
But
him
see,
or
I could see
Phil.
him. I mean, yeah, he did win last year. So, but I just think he's the type of guy, not to coast, but
To
I don't
dust off the
know.
other tournaments.
Yeah, at
I
least
agree.
maybe, at least maybe the Zozo one,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
or something like that, or like a few tournaments before, or whatever it may be. I don't know, but he does have that GOAT mentality. So
For sure.
that's kind of like the biggest variable and all that. Yeah.
You can never count him out. And,
Right.
you know, to argue my own point, 2 years ago, Tiger won the Tour Championship. Like literally the last tournament of the season was his only win that year. So you can never count Tiger out. But I think with the way that the schedule is, there's so much golf in such a short amount of time that I feel like advantage young guys.
Yeah.
So early pick, I'm going to go Matt Wolff.
All right. So you're on the young gun train for the rest of 2020, I think. That's just what the vibe I'm getting.
For the
overall,
back end.
for the back end.
For the back end.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of Matt Wolff, your pick, he has, I believe it's a skins match, right? Yeah, skins match coming up with DJ, Ricky, and Roy. And let's see, the 17th, right? Is what I wrote. Yep, 17th. So in 5 days, bro. I'm really excited for this. Yeah. It goes to a good cause.
Yep.
I don't think they're mic'd up. I think it's going to be kind of more formal. I don't know. I haven't seen it the way. Okay, so
I feel like they
spoiler alert, our next topic is Tiger, Phil, Peyton, and Tom Brady, and they're going to be mic'd up like Phil and Tiger were the last time.
Yeah.
So I hope DJ and them are mic'd up because I think that would be interesting. Even though, no, I think it'll be super interesting. What's your hopes for that though?
So it's Rory DJ versus Ricky Matt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rory DJ and Ricky Matt.
And just so that we're all in the same understanding, each player is playing their own ball, and the low score out of the partners is the team score on the hole.
Right.
So I think the Rory DJ combo is probably the favorite.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know,
the other,
I think it's pretty even.
They could be sneaky though.
Yeah,
because Ricky has it, man. He just has. He has it. It's almost like he can't win. I don't know.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite golfers.
One of my favorite golfers too. So fun to watch, yet he just can't pull it all together sometimes. Just on one of the days or something like that. And it annoys me to no end because I want him to succeed. So I'm not mad at him.
I would love to see him win.
Just disappointed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that would be a good young, because he's young enough to still.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sub 30 is young on tour.
Yeah.
So I saw that the PGA Tour on their Instagram posted kind of the format for it, and I was reading over it. So the teams are going to start with $500,000 in the bank, is what they're saying, and then holes 1 through 6 are $50,000 a piece. Hole 7 through 16 are $100,000. And then, sorry, not a piece, but total. And then hole 17 is $200,000. Hole 18, it's $500,000. They're going to have a long drive contest, and then they're also going to do like different bonuses for birdies, eagles, and hole in one. And so I guess that's how they're divvying up what goes to whose charity is who wins those holes. So not only are you going for the low score, but you're also kind of going for the most money to your charity. So the back end of the round is what's counting more. I don't know, dude. I really like the both teams. I think it's going to be really fun. My question mark is DJ back from injury now?
Yeah.
There's been a long time off.
DJ's always been the guy that you like, is he going to show up today? Is he not?
Yeah.
I like him a lot. I think he's solid. He hits the long ball.
No doubt. Him and Rory both, man.
Yeah.
They nuke it.
They do. And I don't know. I think I like the DJ. I think I like the DJ pairing best to win. I think they are the favorite.
Yeah.
They obviously are. And I think a lot of that is Roy. But DJ's the factor that is like either he can help when Roy messes up or on a hole or whatever it is, he's got to pick up that slack, you know?
Yeah.
And then the other grouping is like, I don't know. I just see them both on the same level almost.
For sure.
Yeah.
So Rory has been playing so good lately. Like,
right. And that's why
arguably the best in the world right now.
Right. And I think that right now he's the best in the world. Consistent.
And so I definitely think that him and DJ could, especially if DJ shows up and is playing like he did 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. If he shows up,
they could walk away with it. But at the same time, Ricky, in my opinion, is one of the best putters on tour year in and year out.
Yeah.
And then you've got one of the hottest newcomers in Wolf. And I think they blend well together. I think they would make a good team. Just on paper, I see them as a good team. And so I would pick Rory DJ, but I would not be surprised if Ricky Wolf wins it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's going to be fun. It's the first real golf we've had in 3 months, 2 months, 3 months.
It'll be fun to watch for sure.
So
tease
at the end of the day,
the full tour comes back. And I almost love I love majors. I don't watch a lot of the smaller tournaments, at least the Thursday, Friday, or whatever it is. I watch a lot of Sundays, or keep up with Sundays, but I love these type of tournaments. I wish these happened more, or at least for charity and mic them up. I love seeing the real players just on the course shooting the shit or playing, and that goes into our next topic.
I wish Justin Thomas was in this group.
That'd be fun. Yeah,
dude. That'd be awesome.
It'd be like their spring break golf thing if you don't know about if nobody knows
about
if you
had him and Spieth on a team together, it would be the crew.
Like they could have done that. They should have done that, to be honest, but scheduling.
Yeah.
But and that kind of goes into our last and final topic. At the end of May 24th, Tiger, Phil, Peyton, and Tom Brady, 4-ball, I think.
The front nine. Yes.
Did you look this one up? I think
did.
I thought it was 4-ball.
The front nine is a best ball format, and then the back nine is modified alternate shot.
Really? I kind of like how they're doing differently. I didn't know they were doing that. I like that. It's not that it would get boring for a whole 18 holes, but I like just switching it up. Because it could show it could give advantages to different teams.
Yeah.
Depending on how they're doing.
I think comparing this to the one that's coming up this weekend, that one I feel like is more golf serious.
Right.
Whereas this one is definitely going to be
this is pure entertainment.
You have two of the best quarterbacks ever, and one of them's the best smack talker ever.
And your UT, UT. This is a UT podcast.
Yeah, no doubt.
At this point,
but no, it's just going to be like golf is obviously the center point of it, but it's going to be so much more fun and games. And you're going to see kind of Peyton and Tom's football rivalry coming onto the golf course.
Yep. And I hope to God that makes it different from the Tiger and Phil, whatever year that I forgot what year it was.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It feels that long.
It feels like 3 years, but I think it was 2 years.
Let's hear it. It was in 2018. So 2 years ago.
Because that was the most amped up thing that we thought we were going to get. We thought we were going to get guys trash talking. We thought we were going to get them seeing what this two rivalry was really about all these years, putting bets on on holes.
Yeah.
Get any of that.
It was bad.
We got stale. It was just like a normal match or something like that. It was just it wasn't a.
It was almost even worse than that. I mean,
because the expectations were so high is why it was bad.
Yeah. I think was very early in their renewed friendship. And so it was kind of like, okay, how much shit can I actually
Yeah,
talk to
you're
you
walking
before you
on.
get pissed?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
walking on glass. Like,
I think now, even if they just them two did it again, it would be better because I feel like they're both actually they realize that they're both friends now
yeah,
instead of kind of the hate that they had back in the day. But I think having Tom and Peyton in there
that's
is
just
just going
those
to
are
make
two
it
X
hilarious.
factors that make it
Yeah,
completely different, and two
yeah,
great, and another, like you said, another great rivalry.
yeah, for sure.
And then,
It's
did you see that video? They put out kind of the preview of it, and it's all them on a
yeah.
Zoom call. And
That's what I
like,
was saying. That's why Peyton's the best trash talker.
yeah. And then you had Tiger, and Phil can talk some trash. He can
Oh,
do
for
it.
sure.
I don't
For
know why
sure.
he didn't in that first match. I wish he would have. And then I know Tiger has rebuttals, so
Yeah. And he came out with the green jacket and put it in, said,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm getting cold in here."
And I think that's the
Yeah.
thing. I think Tiger's not the guy to talk first.
Yeah.
He's the
But he'll
guy.
always answer.
He'll always. That's right. He answers. Phil will talk first, but he'll do it with confidence and when he knows he should talk.
For sure.
And
For
then
sure.
Tom and Peyton, I hope Peyton's about it.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah.
Personally, I don't like Tom. It's not even that I'm a Falcons fan or anything like that. I just don't like Tom Brady that much. I think he's great. He's a great quarterback. I don't like the way he talks. I don't know what it is. There's something about him I don't like. Great quarterback, one of the greatest, probably the greatest quarterback to ever do it. But
yeah. At least arguably the greatest.
yeah,
You can definitely argue it.
But yeah, so hopefully, I really hope. I don't know how much this one. It'll probably be like 20 or 30. It might be more because I don't know. They might want to charge more. I think it was $20 last time.
Yeah.
On like Bleacher Report or whatever. But.
Yeah. This one, it's the networks. It's TNT, TBS, True TV, and HLN. I don't know what HLN.
I don't know what that is either.
But they're going to live stream pre-match content on the Bleacher Report app.
That'll be cool. Hopefully.
Yeah. So I think this has the makings to be better, and I don't think they would make another one if they thought it was going to be as bad as the first one because they heard everybody say the first one was bad.
And
I mean, we watched two dudes play a non-competitive round of golf and sort of joke with each other.
Yeah, and not put any bets like they said they were going to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But I know that they have seen not the backlash. I won't say what people thought of the last one.
Yeah,
Tiger. So they have to have that in their heads and then I think throwing in Tom and Peyton will be completely different.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So
I think they're both. I know Peyton plays a lot of golf now. I think I heard Tom say that Peyton was like a 2 handicap and Tom is like a 8 or 10 handicap, which would make sense.
I've seen Tom swing and he doesn't have. It's okay. But
yeah,
I've never seen Peyton swing though. Now that I think about it, it'll be interesting.
What's that pro-am the big pro-am that they do every year at
in
oh my gosh,
Arizona?
I don't know why I can't think of it.
The one
that Phil wins every single year.
Waste Man. Oh no. Oh, the AT&T?
Not every year. Yes.
It's the week after the AT&T, or no, the week after the Waste Management one.
Yes, and I watched Peyton. Him and Eli played in it this year, and so I watched a couple of.
I didn't watch that pro this year.
And Peyton's pretty good. Like I wish I was as good as Peyton was. He's actually really good. He kind of has a funky swing, but
he's a funky looking guy though. To be honest, he's like elongated looking kind of. So that makes sense. I feel like Tom's swing is more. I'm pretty sure it was quick the last time I remember seeing it, like on Twitter or something. He just has that quick. But who knows? I'm excited for it either way.
I think it has to be better than 2 years ago, for sure.
If it's
So I'm
not,
looking
it's going
forward
to be bad. But
if it's not, Twitter is going to.
But with how bad the other one was, our expectations are lower, and we just hope it'll be better, and it will be. So I don't think we'll be let down. So
that's a good point.
Yeah.
And Peyton and Tom are good TV by themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and so are Phil and Tiger.
Yep.
So I feel like when you put them four on a course playing,
where are they playing it?
It has the makings. It's in Florida. Hold on, let me find
I knew it was
the
in
course.
Florida. I didn't know what course.
It is the Medalist Golf Club in Hobe Sound, Florida.
Hobe Sound.
I haven't heard of it, but place. I know Peyton was making jokes about Tom Brady, them having to play in Florida because Tom Brady was on house arrest from trespassing
Breaking
the
into
train.
Those yeah. Walking into that person's house.
That was funny. But cool. Yeah, I think it should be good for sure.
Awesome, dude. Sure. Well, I think that about wraps it up for us, unless you got anything else.
No, thanks for having me on.
Of course, dude. Tell people where to find you and all that good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Instagram, Twitter.
We knocked the topics. Yeah, so Instagram, my handle's bforest_93, and that's how my last name's spelled, Foriest. And I think it's actually the same on Twitter. Nope, Twitter is actually Brandon_Forest.
There we go.
Yeah. So
we got it. Follow man on Twitter. Follow him on Instagram. Yeah. That's a good talk, dude.
Yeah, dude. I feel like we knocked those topics out.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will have, obviously we're going to have to do another episode coming pretty soon because we're going to talk about that Patrick Reed topic.
I'm excited coming from a Georgia fan.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I almost said another thing, but I just want to save it for the podcast. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Brandon, thanks for being here. First guest.
Absolutely.
Everybody give a round of applause. You know what to do. Subscribe. Put a comment down below, whatever you're watching or listening on. And thanks for listening, everybody. I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
See y'all.